Where are you?
Alrighty, so this is Kanai adjusting first live video. I'm with my friend, Mr. Ramon Bennett.
Yes, sir. What's happening, my boy?
I'm doing good. And my name is Ramon. I'm the guy that does all these Exactament videos. I'm gonna have to recreate those videos for people because sometimes I do a video and I don't really look at it. So if it's bad, it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Just put it up there and whatever happens. So, but then I had to I was trying to review them. And then as I'm reviewing, I'm like, geez,
I don't know what
I
you're
could
talking about, man. That sounds like a great content creator to me.
nah, man, like those videos are horrible, man. Like I could barely hear myself, but
No,
I
sir.
have to go
That sounds
review.
like growth. That sounds like a person that knew what they wanted when they started and they kept on with it and persevered.
And I was just doing stuff. I was like, I was, but I kind of wanted to help people because I'm talking about like my Exactament videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was doing a whole bunch of Exactament videos, and I just pushed them out. But like, one of my videos have like 1,600 views. I don't know. I think it might be more than that, but like for about siding. But I missed so much stuff that I know now, so I have to go review that for
No problem.
siding.
That,
Yeah,
that sounds like someone that started off with a plan and continued no matter what it sounded like and letting me hold 1,600 views. Sounds like a win to me, bro.
all right. So this is my boy. This is Ramon Bennett. Ramon was a public adjuster, and now he's an independent adjuster. We worked together on two assignments. Right, spent quite a bit of time together. So, kind of tell people about you, who you are, why public adjusting, and then why the switch to independent adjusting.
So, just like Ramon said, and we'll go back just a little bit. So, originally, I was an independent adjuster. Um, did a deployment for Hurricane Harvey, got on a one-way flight, flew to Texas, went to an interview, got to the interview, and they say, "Hey, we don't see your name on the list." And I was like, "Hey, hey, 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 relax. Everybody take a deep breath." So I just got a one-way flight from Florida to Texas. Look again. Look again. She looked and looked and looked. But my last name is Bennett. And when she got to the second page, I was like, all right, well, we got a problem. And she goes, "Hey, sir, my apologies. You're holding up the line, but we don't see your name." I was like, wow. So I get
Damn.
out. Yeah, crazy. So I turn around, I do the walk of shame outside, right? And I just stopped and looked up at the sky and said, "Are you serious? Like for real? A one-way flight and they don't got my name?" And like 2 minutes later, I got a text from pilot saying, "Hey, if you're in the Texas area, you got to come down and take the State Farm exam." And I was like, all right, I'm listening. And I took a deep breath, went home, kind of slept
You
that
flew
day
back
off because
home, or
no, I
you?
went to the hotel. I went to the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just took that day off as a loss, went and got me something to eat, and I just stayed in the hotel, slept, woke up. I think the place they wanted me to go was Austin, Texas, or Dallas, something like that. And it was like an hour away from where my original hotel was. So anyway, got in the car the next day, drove to the place. So I get to the place, and the first thing I did, I said, "Hey, is my name on the list?" And say, "What's your name?" "Ramon Bennett." And she looked, said, "Yeah, I see your name." I said, "All right, thank God, I'm in the right spot." Cool. It's this giant auditorium, right? And
Mhm.
they say, "Hey, people that want to be property, you go over here. People that want to do auto, you go over here." So I raised my hand for property. I went over there, and they said, "Okay, well, we're going to give you guys a test. If you pass the test, you go to phase two. If you don't pass the test, sayonara." I said, "All right,
Mhm.
cool." Boom, we take the test. Let and behold, I passed the test. They said, "All right, congratulations, you passed the test. Now you have to drive to what's the Dallas? You have to drive to Dallas, which is like 2, 3 hours away from that place." I was like, "Yo, for real?" Boom. I get in the car and I drive to this place. So they say, "Okay, congratulations, all you guys are officially State Farm certified. What we're doing now is waiting for Hurricane Irma to decide what they're going to do because they had enough adjusters for Harvey." And they said, okay, we have to drive to Alabama to get the
Mhm.
equipment for Irma. And I say
Mhm.
that, hold on, everybody slow down again. You know, and everybody, what do you mean
Mhm.
slow down? I say, no,
Mhm.
no, no, there's a lot going on all at the same time. It's a lot happening. And I say, well, sir, you don't know me, and I don't know you, but my name is Ramon Bennett. I flew from Florida to here one way, and I was told this thing, and now you're telling me I need to drive to Alabama to get the equipment? He said, yes. I said, wow. So I end up meeting a friend, and I said, hey, friend, I don't know, you don't know me, I don't know you, but I'm asking you to drive with me 3 states.
From Texas to Alabama, the three
Texas,
states.
Alabama. Yes, and I don't know
Okay.
you. I don't know you at all. I never met you, but this is what I'm proposing to do. I'll put gas and I drive a portion of the way. He said, all right, sound like a plan. You don't look like a serial killer. I said, I'm not. I said, cool. So we get in the car. We drive, we drive, we drive, we drive, we drive, we drive, we drive. We finally get there. Boom. And they give us the equipment. And they have like training classes until Irma decides to tear up Florida. And once Irma went all the way through Florida and did this devastation, they said, okay, you got your claims. And I was like, what do you mean you got my claims? You didn't really do no training. Like, what are you talking about? Here goes 40 claims. I was like, wow. So my claims was in Sebring, Florida. And I was like, hey, me again. Hey. And it's like, what's up, Mr.
Where's
Bennett?
Sebring, Florida? Where's that?
We're Sebring, Florida, right? So here
I've
goes
never.
the best part. Never heard of Sebring, Florida. So they say, hey, Sebring, Florida is 8 hours away from Alabama. I said, so you telling me I just flew one way to Texas and then you made me drive from Texas to Alabama. Now I got to drive back from Alabama to Florida where I just started? Yes. Hmm. Is there a problem, Mr. Bennett? No, sir. I'm going to find another friend and we're going to drive back to Florida. So I end up doing that. So that was my journey for IA. But originally, I had met a PA and told me, hey, listen, you need to go learn how to be a adjuster first. And then once you do that, then we can recircle back to being a public adjuster. I was like, cool. So I got my knowledge with Hurricane Irma. I was getting my toe wet and did that, had a great experience, up, down, left, right. We made it back. And then my next deployment, well, I'm sorry. Then I fell in love with Exactimate. And we did the whole Paul Davis restoration mitigation thing. We learned that side.
What is
And to
that?
me, that is, like and I'm talking to the viewers, but when an adjuster pays a claim or a claim is approved, then there's the reconstruction part of it. And in some cases, you have to do restoration work where you have to prevent any further damages. That's in the insurance policy. So when it's that case, you either have to have dry out equipment or you have to remove any affected areas. So I learned how the ins and out works from the contractor side. Lo
Okay.
and behold, great experience, wonderful, not even a problem. However, it was never supposed to be the end goal. Then it was a moment to take the plunge to be a public adjuster. Now this is where it all changes full-fledged circle, right? Because as a public adjuster, you are pretty much an entrepreneur of your own entire business, right? So you have to get
Right.
the customers, you have to um, um, read policy, you have to negotiate claims, and you have to receive funds for the customer. Now, being on the public adjuster side is totally different from being on the independent adjuster side because the public adjuster is the one that is going to fight for the customer. The
Mhm.
independent adjuster is technically on the insurance company side, right? So you have two adjusters, one that represents the customer and one that represents the insurance company. And a lot of times, the independent adjuster is just pretty much following what they're being told. They never read the policy, they never take the time to dive deep into what's the meat and the potatoes of the claim. They're really just there to kind of grind out the claims. A public adjuster approach is completely different. That person has to really know what they're doing, have to um, be able to articulate to the customer the expectations, the process, the whole 9 yards, because it's not the same as it is as an IA. All
Hmm.
right. Um, in short,
What about
being
the
a
staff adjuster?
and okay, so the staff
Because
adjuster is a whole
we know that independent staff they kind of functions differently.
yes, and that was a great point. So a staff adjuster, that's a person that has more knowledge than the IA to me. However, they are by there's no black there's it's only black and white. There is no gray. All right. So if a staff adjuster looks at a policy and he sees X, whatever X is, if the policy relates to X, that's what it is. There is no wiggle, because based on the authority that they're given, they have to follow the policy. That's it. They don't
So
care if good
who you prefer to work with, the staff or the independent?
independent. Not even a question.
Okay.
Not even a question.
Because you're talking about like the independents don't know the contracts,
No,
they don't
no,
know
no,
nothing.
no, 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 no. So if we had to choose,
Uh-huh.
independent, where you at? Come on, come on, come on, come on. We can talk. Because staff ain't
Okay.
no talking. So yeah. Hopefully I answered your question. I was long-winded, but that's kind of the whole thing.
So why made you make the switch to IA?
To go back,
Yeah.
in short, how would you word that? The is the because I want to be politically correct, right? So the powers that be found a way to make things more unfair to the policyholder. All right.
The Florida
So,
governor.
Florida, you said it, not me. Let that be said. Once this goes viral, I didn't say it, DeSantis.
Okay,
So,
just for some
yeah.
clarity, my boy is from Florida, and that's PA Central. And just so you know, the
Uh-huh.
PAs in Florida,
Uh-huh.
right, uh, cause a lot of problems for some of the insurance companies. And you
So,
can't say that's because like Florida is the most litigious state, and 70% of the lawsuits are coming out of Florida.
okay. So, what I'm learning as I get older, two things could be true at the same time. What
Hmm.
you said was true, right?
Yeah.
No question. However, in Florida, it is at its highest when the insurance company doesn't pay for a blatant covered loss. Like I'm talking about sudden accidental breakage. The
Hmm.
customer did not know, and it damaged an entire kitchen, and that claim itself would be denied from an insurance company. And we like, yo, what are you talking about? Like how? So that happens a lot in Florida.
Hmm. But
So
it also on the side of the insurance company,
go ahead,
and
Mr.
you
IA.
and you've seen it too, where a lot of PAs they overinflate their estimates,
Okay.
and
Again,
they shoot for the moon, and the estimate is like 100, $200,000 more. You know, there's one missing shingle, and now we're going for the full roof.
hey,
So
listen, it's not my fault. So again, two things could be true
yeah.
at the same time. It's not
Hmm.
my fault that the law says if the insurance company cannot repair or replace the
Hmm.
lost item to the pre-existing loss.
Hmm.
That's law, right?
Yeah.
They
Hmm.
have to replace the whole entirety of the loss. It's kind of
Yeah.
what it says, all right?
Hmm.
So in Florida, we are one of the most notorious for tile roofs, the little S tile roofs that we see
Yeah.
that's so beautiful in Florida.
Hmm.
However,
The clay
if
roofs. Yeah.
those things crack, the chances of you finding that tile is slim to none.
Hmm.
And in that case, the insurance company, according to the policy, according to most policies, you
Hmm.
have to redo the whole roof, which can come with a pretty penny. It's not my, that's
Hmm.
law. It wasn't me. I wasn't there when
Hmm.
that law was made. That's
Hmm.
law. So
So
what do you do?
how do they? Because from the insurance side, we would we just get an estimate that says full roof replacement, right?
Mhm.
Usually, I don't usually work Florida. I try to avoid Florida. I worked Florida once,
That's
and that
crazy
was,
work.
yeah, you gotta send a letter for every single claim, almost like yeah. So how does do a PA go about proving or showing that this tile cannot be found or replaced? Because we know, like, if you're doing a hail or wind, and then you come back and you say that is discontinued, we'll pick up the shingle, send it off to RLS or whatever. I tell, they say they can't find it. All right, let's go. But
Hmm.
what's the process for? I've never picked up a clay roof tile before. So how do we
Um,
verify that it's not available?
so what hurricane was that? I forgot the exact hurricane, but there was like a bulletin that kind of went out, like, and it had different names or listing of different tiles, like the actual tile, the size, the measurement, the dimensions, the whole thing. And if this particular tile was on this document or this bulletin, that was an indication that that tile is discontinued. You have to buy the whole roof, and that's just kind of what it was. And even with 155 miles plus an hour, insurance companies still found a way to deny roofs. Like, come on, man! Like, what are we doing here, man? Huh? Like, that's what I'm saying when it comes to, yo, help me, help us. Like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. So, let's say one tile on a roof that can be replaced.
If you find the exact same one, sure.
But let's if the insurance company wasn't involved, when they just put another random tile up there, just keep
You
it
can't
moving.
do it like that. You can't. You
No, I'm
can't
talking about.
say what if.
I'm just saying if the insurance company was not involved.
No, now you're moving the goalposts because the
I,
insurance
I'm
is
just
involved.
curious.
I'm not doing that with you. I pay my insurance to be covered if I have a loss. I have a loss. Help.
Uh-huh.
Help me. This is what I'm paying you for. Help.
Sure. Well, I do see the point, and there is, like, from the IA point of view, you know, especially if we're going to be making a commission on it, we want to buy that big ass roof.
That's what I'm
But
saying. Like I don't. What and I'm sorry to cut you, and this gets me kind of passionate. I'm sorry. Like, I never understood the IA's approach when there's a PA involved,
mhm,
because at least when I was doing PAs, like, we would have to create the estimate, we would have to sketch the house, we would have to take a ton of photos, we would have to
mhm.
document everything, create all collect all the evidence, do everything for you, and to deliver it into a package. Like, why wouldn't you want that? I don't get it.
Sure. So what companies have given you,
You
like,
saw that? You
the,
saw what he did, y'all?
there's nothing I can say about that. If I get a big package of stuff from a public adjuster, I, I don't know. I really
Right.
don't.
You're gonna be like, all right, thanks.
Yeah.
No,
But
no, I'm not.
let's talk about the shingled roof, right? Because I really don't got nothing for a clay roof.
No problem. Here we go.
All right.
All right, go
So,
ahead.
all right, you, if it's a, because I really, for me, the shingle roof is a lot more straightforward. Is like, we buy the spots that's damaged, if it's wind damage, right? And then you come back and you say you can't find it. We do that. It comes back, it's discontinued. Have it in the system. Move forward. Got the photos. But what you're trying to say, what you're saying is, like, on a shingle roof, there'll be missing shingles. You send in this package, and then they still say no. Go fix it,
Okay.
or replace the slope. Is that
Come
what's going
on,
on?
man. All right. So I got two things to say to that, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's long winded. Hear me out. There was once upon a time if you had 25% damage to a roof in Florida, it was
Hmm.
warranted for a new roof.
Okay.
All right.
Hmm.
Um, and that was in place for many reasons. Number one, no roofer wants to put their stamp or their
Hmm.
warranty on something that they are patching up. That don't make
Right.
sense. All
Hmm.
right. And me being a homeowner or a customer in those shoes, I wouldn't want to pay for a patch roof when I have damage everywhere in my home on my roof. All right.
Hmm.
The then the change that happened was, in order to be warranted for a new roof, the roof has to be damaged at 50%. Right. So
Hmm.
they added 25 whole more percent on the thing. So
Hmm.
you have to have half of your roof blown off for you to
Hmm.
replace my whole roof.
Hmm.
Because if it's not, you're going to replace the slope of the roof, like kind of like what you mentioned.
Hmm.
If you was a roofer, would you put your name or your warranty on a roof that you had to partial repair?
Most roofers won't. Most roofers won't. But
He's doing it
but
again, y'all. He's doing it again.
some roofers would. But like for what from my experience, what I've noticed is that the larger the roofing company, the less likely they are to do that. But the regular roofing companies, yeah, they and who are looking for business, they'll do it.
But
So what it really comes down to is someone needs the money, someone's gonna do it.
now, if you was going to hire someone to repair or replace your roof, wouldn't you want to have that person that's credible, that's been in business, that can be able to tell you why he's doing X, Y, and Z, and also tell you why he's not going to do X, Y, and Z?
Hmm. Yep.
And we know, based on what you said, a roofer company that's been in business for X amount of time is not going to do that. So why would I want to do that if this reputable company is not going to do it?
So let me ask you this: do you think it's they turn down the job because of the warranty, or is it because it's not profitable for them? Because why spend this time doing this small repair when I could go chase down something bigger to get bigger money?
Okay. What I can say is I don't know. I can't speak for a roofer because I'm not a roofer.
I'm gonna get a roofer to ask that question.
That's it. Right. Right.
It's
That's good.
like because a job is a job, right? And
Right.
but there's certain logistical stuff that for a company that this it doesn't make sense for me to do this. Like there's some roofing companies that don't do small houses.
Because
Like
it
they
doesn't
have
make sense business
yeah,
wise.
yeah,
Right.
because some of them are like over leveraged, right? They have a lot of employees, they have a lot of staff, they have this big office, they have these car payments that they got to make, so they need to go get the big checks. And then there's smaller roofing companies that would do the smaller roofs, and then there's some that's like, I'll take whatever I can get. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta patch that thing, I'm gonna patch it.
It's crazy. It's
I'm gonna
crazy.
repair.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's my
So,
house. You're nuts.
huh?
I said I won't want him at my house. I'm straight. I don't want him. I
But
don't want him.
but in fairness, let's say this though, most of these roofing companies are using the same roofers.
You said that to me before, but I don't know, man. You sure?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't see that. Like, because it's so much work going on. It can't be the same people. Like
Is there
I
so much
don't
work going on?
eh, okay, let me go back. When there's a catastrophe, there's a ton of work going on.
There,
It can't be the same people. How?
it doesn't take that long to put on a roof, especially. And then if you're repairing the roof, a repair is going to take like a couple hours, half a day. And some of these roofing companies can run through a roof in a day. So that's just
Okay.
some more insight that I'm probably have to go get someone on here to kind of explain that part to me. But I get it from the PA point of view. But when the in the insurance industry, they kind of warn you about the public adjusters. That's one of the first things that they tell you is like, hey, don't make friends with the public adjuster because they're gonna stab you in the back.
Y'all see my face? Y'all see my face, right? I'm like, bro, like that don't make no sense. Now I will say this, right? So chat. So I've been an IA having to talk to a PA after I was a PA, right? So I've seen the dangers of a PA on a claim, right? So I've seen it. And I also will say not every PA is the same. Right. So I've seen the inflated estimates. I've seen the public adjuster talking nonsense. And me as a person that's always willing to help the customer, because customers first for me. So when I hear or I talk or I meet a public adjuster on site and he's saying the most stupidest thing and actually hurting the customer, I've seen why the industry can look the way they look toward public adjusters. But not every public adjuster is the same.
Yeah, and just like not every IA or every adjuster is the same, not every PA is the same as well, and not every PA knows what they're talking about.
Y'all see what he did just now? Okay, yes, that's true.
I'm serious. I've been in like Chicago. They have a lot of PAs. Yeah. Chicago allows for people that know, Chicago allows the contractors to get their PA license, so they're kind of double dipping. So you'll get a contractor who is also a licensed PA.
Correct.
Which I think is good in that market because a lot of times people will get their roof fully bought and then they would not do any of the repairs. Right. Or they try to keep some of the money. So putting the contractor becoming a PA allows them to put their company on the check. So the insurer can't cash the check without the PA. Right.
Yeah. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't say that's fine. But what's going on is like I've met public adjusters who really don't know what they're talking about.
Yes.
Right. I think too is a lot of it goes towards the experience level. And, well, I don't really know if the experience, because there's a lot of there's people who've worked somewhere for a very long time and they don't know anything still. And then there's people, and there's people who get in there and they learn everything. And so you could kind of tell what the BS is. Like if I go to your claim and you're a public adjuster in Chicago and we're looking at wind and it's 16 miles per hour, and they don't know that we have what's it called, near maps. And and you say that the damage happened in February. Wait, no, let's say in July, and I pull up the near map, and the near map shows in August there's no damage to this roof, and then I show up in September. I look at this roof, and there's torn shingles everywhere. 50 torn shingles, and I'm like, come on, man.
Now, another thing that is a pro for the IA, the amount of unlimited resources you have at your fingertips is crazy. So as a PA, like I said before, you are an entrepreneur. It is your business. So everything costs money, all right? A lot of it. So like you heard, he just said near map and those type of programs, that's money. That PAs, I mean, depend on your business model, you might can afford, and contractors, you might be able to afford it. But IA, you don't worry about that cost.
Yeah, because some of these insurance companies, they have the AccuWeather maps.
Yes.
Right. That shows you the damage and the date of loss, and that's where they go by. And then as a contractor PA, you try to use a free resource. and that resource says, there's hail in this city and it's 1.5 inch, and then we pull it up our map and we use the exact address.
Oh man,
and the exact right address is no hail or 0.5 inch hail.
Zero, not even 0.5,
there's one guy, I was in like South Chicago, and the map, it shows a city, right? And
Hmm.
then the area, the cloud was just like did this, and then right in the middle
Right
where
there.
right where in the middle where the house
That's
around. So
cold.
let's say
That's
this is the cloud
cold.
right here.
That's cold.
The house is right here. All right,
Nothing.
that's fine, right? The um, they could that could be a error. We can't just rely on AccuWeather, right?
Okay.
Because that it's possible that AccuWeather got that wrong.
It's
So it will
possible.
now show me. Now let's find the what is it called? I can't remember what's the name of that thing. It's called
But
when
more
when the hail hits, it leaves a mark. What is that called? Like on the
you talking about
siding,
splatter?
splatter. Yes,
Okay.
yeah. All right. So
Hey, I just look this way. I'm smart. I get to look this way.
yeah. So so the map shows uh th- that the hail missed.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. But it looks like the hail might have gotten to that area. Now, where's the splatter?
Where's the splatter?
Uh
And you
huh.
need a certain um size of
Size of the
splatter.
splatter. Hmm.
Don't show me no little fucking pin dot. Talk about no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no, no,
you know some of these PAs, right?
no, no,
I don't
no,
know
no,
how
no.
these they're creative, boy. But well, let me make a distinction, right?
Please,
The
please.
the PAs in Florida, I haven't worked in Florida a lot. They might be at a higher level than some of the other PAs outside of Florida, from my
Okay,
experience, right?
okay.
The PAs outside of Florida kind of creative with their stuff, like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
and they think that they try to make the splatter. I don't even know how
They try
they.
to create splatter.
Uh-huh. I've
What, with
seen that.
spit something like with the fingers? Like how they do that?
With the fingernail, like a twig, like something. They just like
Stop,
they get.
stop the cap. Stop the
I
cap.
swear to you, they get on there's like a green, like the green power outlets, power
Uh-huh.
things that's in front of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that shows splatter real good. So
Yes.
they'll or like a satellite dish, and they'll make like
Satellite dish.
little marks, and then but you can see that it just don't look right. All right, so all right, cool. That splatter. All right, take a photo of that. All right, if that's splatter there, then it has to be splatter in another spot here. All right. So you show me on the satellite dish, now show me on the power.
And they don't have nothing on the power.
And I have the power. All right, let's go down the block. Let's go to next door neighbor's house. All
No.
right, I can look at that. Man,
So, so yes, what you're saying is true. And
mhm,
here's super disclaimer: when C feel like being an IA or a staff adjuster, he's
mhm,
pretty good at being an IA or a staff adjuster because
mhm,
he's gonna say. I think he told me one time. Let's say this area was point 0.5 hail or some shit, right? It's
mhm,
done reassigned to you for whatever reason,
mhm,
and they got a contractor, all kind of shit going on. After you told me one time you pulled up, you was like, "Hey, listen, man. Based on what our reports say, we got point 0.5 hail over here. So unless you show me something which is a ton of splatter and collateral damage, we wasting time." Hey,
mhm.
what I say, yo, I fell out laughing. Like, what do you want me to do right there? Like, bro, I don't know. I'm new.
I mean, look, as an IA, right, and
Uh-huh.
we got deployed in southern Chicago first, around the St.
Okay.
Louis area.
Okay.
We bought everything.
For real?
Yeah, I mean, I bought. You were there? What you talking about for
Yeah,
real?
I'm listening. I want to make sure you say the right thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, 98% of it. Some of the hot roofs that we didn't buy, they were just brand new roofs and they needed to be looked at,
Okay.
right? And then some of them, there's just no damage. The hill was so small and the roof was still really good. It's 5 years old. All right. Everybody, there was really no questions. If it's a good hail and the reports are saying, and we find the splatter and we find all that kind of stuff, we're going to write the check. Yeah. So basically, what we're talking about is, and what I'm talking about is when there's none of that stuff, and you're pulling. a roofer gets on the roof,
You're like,
and
look,
then he
man, it's
sees
hell right there. Look, man. You're like, what
look,
are you talking
a
about?
little black spot. Look at this. And then they can't. They think we don't know when they make the hill. Like
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
you are, if you're a new roofer and you get on the roof and you see a black spot, right? And maybe you get on like 2 or 3 roofs a day. I mean, a week. Man, I'm doing 5 a day,
Yeah, I
six
know
days
what
a
I'm
week.
looking for. Yeah.
I know. I could tell, and there's no way the hail is just gonna hit the top of the roof at the ridge, and then you
You
go down
wasn't
to
there. You wasn't there, Ramon. Yes, it did.
the.
I got video. Okay.
I've had that before too. I've had a homeowner say that he has video
Yeah. You
on a
wasn't
ring
there.
cam of hail, huh?
Oh yeah, you wasn't there. I
I
got
said, I
video.
said, our reports are showing there was no hail here for like 3 years. 3 years. This is in Macon, Georgia. No hail
Okay.
for three
Okay.
years. And he's like, no, man, I got the cam that I could show it to you. All right, show it to me. If submitted to the claim. But as an IA, you only there for a short amount of time, so I wasn't there when that came around.
Yo.
But
Now,
it's a huh?
well, I will say, when I was a PA, and this is that same guy, right? Let's say he calls. Let's do it the other way. He calls the public adjuster first, and we go check out the damages.
Mm-hmm,
And after looking at the damages and reviewing his policy from start to finish, that's another thing people don't do. And not the deck page, the entire policy, where the
mm-hmm,
exclusions are available for you to see all that. We would look at this whole situation and tell the customer, hey, look, it's not in your best interest to file a claim because of this, and this, or
mm-hmm,
you should file a claim because of this, and this.
mm-hmm.
From what we was hearing, public adjusters, no matter what it is, they tell their customer to file. We was never like that because
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't make no sense. You file a claim on your home when we can tell the claim is going to be denied. It's
Mm-hmm.
stupid. So not
Yeah,
everybody think like that.
but let me add this to that, right?
Okay.
The one of the problems with the insurance industry is that, from my experience, is that there's no uniformity in how each different insurance company handles a claim, right? And what that does is creates a whole mess of confusion. It's like yeah, a whole confusing thing. For example, some insurance companies, if a roofer vandalizes the roof, they still consider that damage and they're going to pay for the roof, right?
Really?
Yes, this is what I've heard. I've never experienced that. If you damage the roof and I found out that you damaged your roof, we're just going to do a full denial and
Yeah.
move on with that, right? And I could tell when you damage the roof. I can
Yeah.
tell when y'all be damaging the roof.
We don't know what you're talking about. Look,
I
you
know
ain't talking to
exactly.
me.
I know exactly when y'all pull out the little shingle and
Uh-huh.
then the shingle just slide in there
Uh-huh.
right underneath it, and I could tell when the roof is damaged now,
That
right?
sounds like
I could tell when
don't that
you.
sound like something that he's done before? That's what it sounds
I
like, right?
no, I know this ain't no wind damage. You got this one little
Uh-huh.
shingle hanging down right here,
Ooh.
and then
Ooh.
I could tell when you have uh the hail hits are like these perfect circles, like you
So
almost like you
so so
used
so what
something
what you saying? God doesn't make perfect circles when he drops
perfect
hail, is what you saying?
per- perfect circles in like a pattern 1 2 3 in a perfect line, and then 1 2 3 down here, then 1 2 3 right there, like and then I could do tic-tac-toe of it.
Oh
Nah,
no,
I could tell. I could
I
tell
don't know what you're
that
talking
you're,
about. I don't know what
especially
you're talking about.
especially on a steep roof, or you're hanging out for your for dear life, and you're not comfortable on this roof, and you're, oh well, let me just do something in the valley. Like I could tell, you know what I'm saying?
I
So
don't know what you're talking
so
about.
what happens is that a roofer gets on the roof, they see some damage, right? They add a little bit of damage, or let's say they have integrity, don't have no damage at all. They go and file the claim. The adjuster comes out and they buy it.
Okay.
So you go to so you but it's from ABC company insurance company you never heard of, right? And they
Okay.
are considering all kinds of stuff like how long this person has been with us. Their managers say, hey, we're paying for a roof. If the roof had damage, we're buying it. Maybe their company they're trying to gain market share,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard like travelers was buying all kinds of stuff at one point and buying all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of right. So now let's you have all these different companies and you're submitting claims and this company's buying and then this company's denying but this company's so it's like I don't know, I don't know what the standard is. Let me just throw some stuff at the wall and see if it sticks, you know what I'm saying?
So
And
see, y'all
I
hearing
can't
the IA talk, right?
no it's kind of if you're in that situation, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you follow a roof and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about this one, and then the other roof down the street, it's 15 years old, and you're like, this one's gonna be bought, and then that one doesn't get bought, but the one that you're like, I don't know, gets bought. You're like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And then you're kind of like, let me just go off, submit claims and see see what happens.
Well,
You know?
well, well. So yes, but we've all been in situations. Me and you personally,
Mhm,
like example, right? One house, the roof is fucked up with hell, right? Excuse my
mhm,
language, horrible, bad. Then the
mhm,
next house, the neighbor right next door has
mhm.
no damage,
Right. Hmm.
like crazy. Me
Yeah.
and you've seen that,
Yeah.
and no one can explain that. But
Hmm.
the house with no damage would get that same contractor or public adjuster or lead generator, whatever, would come and knock on that door and pretty much say, hey, this person is filing a claim. You can see their roof. Do you want to file a claim? We had a storm
Hmm.
last week, yada, yada, yada. And
Yeah.
then they file a claim.
Yeah.
And then, just like I said, this house gets bought, but your house do not get bought.
Right.
And now you are the bad guy. But if you can show me damages, like I've said this, if you can show me damages here and I overlook them, we'll get you squared away.
Hmm.
And you can't show me damages, am I still the bad guy?
No, look, man. I don't think there's any bad guys in this game. To be honest with you, from my point of view, every person that's in the industry is needed, right? Everything is
Okay.
there because it's needed. Because there are IAs and staff adjusters that write bad estimates or
Yes.
underestimate, right? So that
Yes.
you need a public adjuster to be out there when the contractor can't fight
Yes.
that claim and they can
Yes.
be like, well, this is, let me do this, you could do that, you could submit this, because sometimes some roofing companies they don't know that you send a claim to appraisal, they don't know that the shingles discontinued, they don't know that, well, some companies accept a brittle test, some companies don't, so they don't know what they don't know. Then you turn them over to a public adjuster, and then sometimes even with the public adjuster, the insurance companies could still be difficult. So
Yes.
sometimes you have to go send them to court and
And then that, yeah.
and then go through the litigation thing, and they might settle with you or they might not. They might. I've been in depositions before, right? So and then it's all just a cycle. So even saying that, what I would say is some of the best contractors that I've met, right, are the ones that understand this, right? They understand the process. They understand how the game works. So I go out there and meet with them. They are like, I'm like, man, I'm not seeing this. They're like, well, there's that one wind shingle, and when they say that, I kind of know what the game is at this point. Like they're just trying to open coverage. Okay,
Yes.
whatever. Just if you're going, whatever you do, just I'm not. I'm not going to be a part of that process. Just you do everything what you need to do on the back end, but I'm just going to do my job because there is that one damaged shingle or that two damaged shingle. You're not going to get a new roof as long as you understand this, and then you're going to play your part on the back end. That's cool, right?
Yes.
But so the difference between a really great contractor is that they know the system and they know how to work that system to get the end result that they're looking for. Some people they just bitch about it.
Yeah, but then you have the other side, right? Because this is what's happening to me in Illinois when we was there, right? Like
Hmm.
one of the systems that I created at the end of the inspection, especially if they have representation, like a contractor or a public adjuster. I used to do this, and I used to say, "Hey, all right, I finished my inspection. We're gonna go over everything. We're gonna go over all of my findings. If I miss something out, point it out to me. What that's going to do is, at the end of this inspection, we will at least agree on the scope of the work. The estimating software generates a price, but we can agree on the scope." And everybody said, "Yeah, okay, no problem. That's good because we can't, can't determine numbers, inflation, all that good shit they be saying, right?" And I said, "Okay." And according to what I see, we have damages on the gutters, on the downspouts, the window screens, and there's some damages on the roof. Everybody agree? Yes. Did I leave anything out? No. Great. All right. Give me a couple hours. Let me see if I can get in contact with management. If I can't get a hold of him, I'll
Are you
give you
talking
a
about?
call. And
Are you talking about this on the IA side or the PA side?
this is the IA. This is when we was in Illinois.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
true story. I
Mm-hmm.
would do all of this, right? And everybody's
Mm-hmm.
on the same page. Like, yeah, all right, cool. And 5 days later, I would get an email from that contractor or public adjuster because I'm still waiting on management to give me the okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I would get an estimate from these fucking people, bro. Like, yo, was you not there when we talked? Like, what's this? Oh no, you missed this. I asked you when I was there. You said I was okay. Remember that? Yeah, I remember that. But then, I don't know. What are you talking about, man? And I be getting so hot because I'm like, bro, I gotta go back to talk to management when you could have talked to me then. I could have had it one package and we would have been done. Oh yeah, man. I looked at it again, and after you laughed, me and the customer started talking, and they say they had this outside, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm just a
But
dumbass.
so but so can we agree that is a complicated game on both sides, right? Because we as a IA, you don't have freedom to just write whatever.
No, let that be
Maybe
known. That what he just said was a bar. As an IA, we do not have freedom to write whatever. Go ahead.
right, because I mean it's not my money. It's you get what I'm saying? It's the
It's
insurance
not
company's money. They say they're looking for this, looking for that. If these criteria are met, if they have this in the file, they have splatter, they have damages on the vent. I mean, so if they're a contractor gonna watch this, please don't show me no roof damage and not show me no damage on the siding, on the side, no
please,
on,
please.
on the downspouts and the window. Like you gotta give me something more than the roof. Like you hop on the roof and then you're all excited and shit, and you're looking at all these. Oh, look at the dents on the soft metals, and now we're gonna file a claim, and you telling the insurer, oh, you gotta get a brand new. Like, don't tell me that crap, man. You gotta at least show me something so I could take that and I could present it to management, or even if I have the authority, because sometimes I've had $45,000 in authority. I could pretty much that means they trust me. I could do whatever I like, but
Right.
I can't. But they have file reviewers that review it before, and then they'll review and they're like, "Hey,
And review, yeah.
he bought this roof, and we don't have no photos of splatter. Right now, they're dinging me, and now they're coming at me
Yes.
trying to tell me I'm going to get less authority and less. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. And all that
I,
was because I was trying to help your ass out. And now look what happened.
right. So you have to give us something to work with, and it's not a roofing claim is not just it's more than just the marks on the roof.
Also, here's something too, and we both agree. I think we both agree. It's easier to write a new roof than a repair. So when we come out, we want to buy a new roof. That's what we want.
Hmm.
It's easier. When I
Hmm.
gotta go in and do this and do that, it's harder for me. So if you show me new roof, you get new roof. Don't show
Hmm.
me repair roof and want a new roof.
I think there's a lot of confusion about that too, because a lot of people think contractors think it's less work if we just do a partial for us, right?
Complete
Nah,
opposite.
because if we do a partial, now you're coming back with your
Yes,
ITIL,
man.
and then
Yeah, man.
you're this report and you missed this, and oh, we can't do this because we can't get, and now I'm answering phone calls, and now she's calling the agent, the homeowners college agent office. It's best if we just do the whole roof. Like if I buy a whole roof, I may never hear from these people again.
Ever, ever, and I
Uh,
like that.
The, the only time that I might hear from them is if reach out to me saying, "Hey, the roof is done. How can I get the back end?" Right?
Yeah,
Uh,
and
but
that's an easier process too. Like, send
yeah,
me the
just send them.
invoice or a picture.
Yeah, and then just send out the money, and that's it, right? We just speed through that. Yeah, but as an independent, yeah, I'm trying to pay for as much as I can and get as much money as I can, but you have to give me something to work with, brother. Like you, can, yeah, and it has to be somewhat legitimate. You got,
Yeah, it can't be bullshit, bro. Like that's
yeah,
just what it is. Like, it can't be bullshit. Like, because when we come out, believe it or not, I'm telling you this. When we come out, we want to buy as much as the evidence shows.
hmm.
We do
So
not want to not buy.
so what side do you prefer, the IA, the PA?
There's pros and cons, right? As a PA, there's no other better feeling than um filing the claim, negotiating the claim, settling the claim, and presenting the customer with their settlement check. By far the best feeling in the world. However, as an IA, the paycheck is crazy. I don't give a fuck what feeling you got as a PA. That paycheck on that IA side is nuts. so, so if you had to ask, just depending on where I'm at in my life, so
Yeah, and those checks clear,
those
and you're
checks
getting
clear and they real.
and and you're getting them every week.
Yes, Lord. Yes,
Hmm.
Lord. That part
And
is true.
they process that thing on a Monday and is in your account like sometimes for me on a Wednesday or Thursday.
Facts. But
Yeah.
don't let's not overlook the amount of work, high stress, high level stress is what they call
So
it.
let's talk about the stress. Let's talk about the
Y'all see,
stress.
it hit a nerve with him. Y'all saw that?
Yes, because I need people to understand, right? I know we don't have a lot of people watching, but and then one of the people that might be watching is my wife. You know, she's got me a supportive wife.
Yeah,
Say,
what up, what up, what up?
but maybe in the future, some other people may pick this
This
up,
nigga
right?
just blush, yo. What's happening?
so, so what I have a friend who does auto, and this is what we're
Okay,
my first year doing auto.
okay,
And on the IA side, we're doing 10 hours a day, which really 11 with your lunch break. So 11
okay,
hours a day, 6 days a week,
okay.
right? And nobody, I know people see these people on TikTok and on Instagram talking about the independent, they want to train, they could train you how to be an IA. No one prepares you for the level of stress you're going to be under. And
Yes,
that alone will get people out of this industry because
yes,
you won't be mentally prepared for how demanding this industry is.
yes. And also, a manager or a supervision administrator can make or break your deployment.
They could destroy your whole confidence. They could destroy it. They could take everything. Like, your manager can make this a great deployment, or they can make this a horrible deployment. Uh,
Yeah.
I'll see managers that people want to fight their manager,
Yeah.
and they're on-site managers. This is what but and then it's top-down stress because they are getting the upper management is stressing them out. They're stressing
Yes.
out the other manager. The other manager now stresses out them out, and now they come and not, from what I heard, they're in meetings, and now they're pulling up your number
Yep.
on your team, and they're like, "Why is this person doing this?" Now you got to
Yep.
explain this person has 2 claims closed in 2 weeks,
Yeah, 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 yeah. And remember what I just said about the paycheck. So once you start getting paid at this level, people talk, the managers talk to you any kind of way. Like it's different.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's different.
Unless you're really good, then they talk to you real nice.
Right. But the moment they start getting pressure, you finna get some pressure.
Yeah, so you better work, and then as a IEA, right? I don't, for the people who are watching, if you're considering remote desk, that's very difficult to find. Like
Yes.
during COVID or right after COVID, where everyone was doing remote stuff, everyone that's when people are trying to say, come in the industry, you can work remote, and then you live where you want, and you make this much money. That those days might be over.
Your day might be over. Yeah.
Yeah, but as so, and also let me say this too: a lot of people that selling the trainings, they say that they made $200,000 in 3 months or all that kind of stuff. It is possible to make that kind of money, right? But the stress of it all, this is why, this is part of the reason why they're doing these, they're selling, they they rather train you to be an IA,
Yes.
because
Then be
the
an
stress
IA again.
of being IA. And how do I know that's what they were trying to do? Because I try to do that shit. I try to train IAs to be IAs, so I don't have to be
Because
an
I don't want
IA.
to be IA. And
But
then
then,
there's a whole thing behind it, like from the start, from you get the text, because that's how it happens. You get a text saying, "Hey,
uh-huh,
we need you. Well, we need X person to work this amount of days for this amount of hours. Are you interested? Yes or no?" Right?
yes, and you
And
have to
then
make a
you gotta
decision.
you gotta make a decision fast, right?
Because if you don't, if you come back 15 minutes later, that they might say is no longer opportunity no longer available. So you get a text, a random text, you're just there, and the phone pops up, and then they're like, "We need people to go to Illinois,
to,
and you
to
need to
Illinois or
arrive in
Seattle
three
or some
days."
shit.
And then
You
you're
got
like,
two
"Oh
days to
my
get
god,
there.
I have some other things now." You better hit
We're
yes
gone. We're gone. So
and
now
cancel
that anxiety kick in right away.
instantly. And,
I don't give a
and
fuck how many times you've done
e-
this.
even if it even if it's a hurricane and you know the hurricane is coming, once that text comes and they say you say yes, you're like, dang man.
It's like fuck. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. All right. It's like all kind of shit start happening quickly.
Yeah, quickly.
All right.
Now and you have to, if you don't have a car, tell
Oh
them what you
shit.
did with
Oh, with
with your
me was a whole. All right. So this one here, the Illinois one, was next level, right? So how did it go? I think you got a call first, and you was like, "Hey, I
no,
told X or whatever."
no, you got the
Like,
call first.
did I get the call first? Well, one of
Yeah,
us got the
and
call first. Go
you got
ahead.
a call, and then I'm like, you don't. I'm like, you need to accept it. You don't have to be asking me nothing. Yeah, like accept it first, and then you go. Yeah, you don't
And
even think about it.
I
Just
was like, see, what the fuck are you talking about? That no, what? He was like, yo, that's how it works. Accept it first and then figure out the rest later.
yeah.
Like, huh? All right, fuck it. I went off what he said. I said, all right, boom, yes. Man, that
Hmm.
motherfucker said I gotta be in Illinois in 2 days. I was like, what?
Hmm.
So I had to book a flight, get on a plane, get over there, rent a car. Mind there's a hailstorm, so all the rental cars are fucked. So I had to get my rental car like fucking an hour away from the fucking shit. The next morning, I think I took an Uber home to the Airbnb. The next day, I went to the little meeting shit, and then in the break, I went to get the car. So now I got a car. So I come back, and in the middle of all this, you got to do training and shit, right? Because that's all part of the shit, right? So you got to make sure. What is that shit called? Tasks. You got to make sure your tasks are good, whatever the fuck tasks mean. Right. So now you got your room and board because you're only going to stay in this Airbnb for maybe a week or two tops because your deployment might be a whole nother place. And
Hmm.
that's just what a war room is. So
Hmm.
now you get that Airbnb for 2 weeks. Now you got to find another Airbnb. Hopefully you meet somebody that y'all can split the fucking Airbnb shit. So now you get to the fucking war room, they give you your equipment, and that's a whole other thing. You got to set up all this fucking equipment. So in this big ass room, and there's always 8 dumbasses that don't belong to be there and shit, and they always stopping the fucking teacher. Hey, I don't understand that. Hey, I don't understand that. Hey, so now the teacher's fucking pissed off. So they don't really want to help no fucking more. So they got to focus on this dickhead in the front. So then you got the other little persons that's supposed to be helping out people and shit. They don't be knowing because they just got hired a day ago. Because remember, this whole shit is happening really, really quick. Bro, the first 2 weeks is organized chaos. Even though this is not their first rodeo, this is just what it is. And in that 2 weeks, you got to remember how to be an IA because your last appointment was fucking 8 months ago. So you don't forgot all that shit anyway.
You forgot everything that you learned on the last appointment on how to do all that
Oh
stuff.
shit!
You
And
have to
meanwhile,
relearn all of it.
your manager's calling you every fucking 5 minutes because he's getting a call saying you ain't reached out to people yet. And you're like,
Yeah.
bro, I just got the fucking claims. Yeah, but they already like, all right, no problem. And you can't say nothing back because he's getting cussed out because you ain't make no calls. And the reason why
Hmm.
you ain't make no calls is because you trying to find a place to stay.
Right. And then it's even worse in the hurricanes because the hurricanes they ain't got no power. Sometimes the houses, the Airbnbs and the are damaged. The hotel might be damaged. You might have to stay a hour, 2 hours outside of where you're, and now you have to drive in. No, so the IA world, you can make a lot of money, but you're gonna be dealing with a whole lot of stress.
Yeah. And then like another thing, like cell phone service, that's gone. If it's a
Hmm.
hurricane, you don't have no service. That's gone.
Hmm. Hmm.
When you leave the house, make your calls because once you get where you need to go, there is no service. It's a wrap.
Or internet service. Sometimes you might have to go in there, get take photos of the claim and write down stuff,
Yeah,
and
and
then go
then
back
yes,
outside to where there is service to do it. So it is a lot. Like a lot of times in the hurricanes, they
yeah,
will say do one claim a day, or
yeah.
but some people they don't listen and they get out there
Oh
first
yeah,
day.
tell them about that. Tell them
First day
about
they
that.
got three appointments set up. They're running up inspection like like
It's
the
called they
first.
call that over inspect. They always say, do not over inspect.
Yeah, I had to tell you to stop.
Yeah, you see, I started laughing.
Ah, all right, you. How many you try to get the first day?
Hey, we
You
was
do
trying to get like
two.
10 of them. What you mean?
You do
I
two or
need to
three.
eat. I need to
You're doing
eat.
two or
I need to eat.
three. Yeah, yeah.
Let's
People.
go.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
So
You remember this girl's sister, this guy's sister said she wanna do 11.
you
He's
said
like,
11 a
11
day.
what? 11 a day. I say 11 what? 11
Oh, you,
claims. I said, man.
oh, you talking about that one girl that's kind of
Yeah, her.
yeah,
Yo,
crazy man, crazy.
crazy, bro.
You
Crazy.
you don't know no, but just to summarize, that stress is not no joke. It's not something that you feel normally. It's
No.
a whole different type of pressure.
Yeah.
You got a lot of eyes on you. You got to move quick,
And
move
and
fast.
one thing people don't talk about is you're not gonna know the stress until you in the industry.
Hmm.
It doesn't make no sense you ask anybody because they're not gonna understand. It's just it doesn't compute. Like they don't understand it because they're not in it.
Hmm.
The people that in the industry understand the stress, and this what comes with this amount of money. It's just what it
Hmm.
is.
Hmm. And it's a constant. It's a constant because they could let you go at any point. You don't
It's
know.
another
You don't.
stress.
You don't know when or who's gonna cuss you out.
Yep.
You don't. You might be brand new. You don't know what roofer is gonna test your
Yep.
knowledge, and you
Yep.
might mess up and call a fascia a soffit, and they're like, "Ah, this man don't know nothing.
Yo,
This
and
man
it's
don't know.
crazy how fast it happens.
You
It's
don't know what you're
crazy.
talking about, man. Why they bring this man?" If you're a young boy, I have a friend that was really young, and then he screwed up a whole claim, and they're like, called him, called the agent, and then he had to call a homeowner, and the homeowner is like, "Why? I'm really upset with you, Craig. Oh, I can't. Dang, I said his name. My bad. Like I really
Craig,
upset.
we know it was you, Craig.
I hung up on him. Yeah, you might get cussed out, man. People, some of these people, well, they're going through one of the worst periods of their life, and you don't know what kind of emotions that you might get, you know. And then as a IA, if there's 3 damaged shingles, 5 damaged shingles, you're walking around with a contractor, a homeowner, and he's like, man, look at all these shingles, man. I need a new roof. You're like,
Oh, God. Yeah,
you ain't about to
yeah,
get no new roof, brother.
yeah, yeah. Like once you start doing it a certain amount of time, you're able to build expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the
Mhm,
biggest things that I was trying to do. Like, hey, listen, based on the conditions of your roof, it appears that management is going to lean this side because this is what
mhm,
I'm already preparing you for. I can see what the hell I'm looking at.
mhm,
If I see there's one shingle that's not creased but lifted, and the rest of the roof is in great shape, and you just put on the roof 4 years ago, why do you want a new roof?
mhm,
I can't do that. And I would do that on site in front of the customer and the contractor, all public adjuster. Like, help me help you. This ain't gonna work.
mhm.
Tell me something else. And then we'll just kind of go from there because
But let me make this clear to anyone that's watching in the future. Ramon is a different type of animal. All right. So a lot of us IAs, we don't do all that talking, and
that
with
okay, okay.
we don't need to have everyone in accordance, right? While we're on the claim, we don't. You don't even need to talk to the roofers. You talk to the homeowner because they are paying the policy, right? They're the most important person there besides you, the contractor. Uh, Okay, PA is important because they try to say that they're important, but like I remember we were in Illinois, and me
I
and
know what
two
you're
other
talking about.
adjusters came in, and Ramon was on the phone with a contractor, going line by line, going through the estimate, negotiating. You're like, oh my god, how long were you on the phone for?
Hour and 10 minutes. I got a
An
screenshot.
hour and 10 minutes. Never, ever in my life.
wait,
Never in my
wait, wait,
life.
wait. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Give the other part. Did that customer ever call back? The answer is no. You know why?
Yeah,
Because that
yeah.
hour and 10 minutes.
You're saying the contractor didn't call you back, wasn't he? Didn't he call you back a couple of days later?
But it was more so just to recap what we talked about. Not
Look,
like, hey man,
he
you
called
missing
you
something.
back. Bro, I ain't
Oh,
call.
you one of
I ain't.
those? Okay, okay. Yes, he
I,
called
ain't-
back, but it wasn't
they
about
they're gonna call me. I'm gonna say send the information to the claim, and then on a Saturday or Sunday I'm gonna do it. And then I'm gonna send it back out. And then you send it. If you have any problems, you send it back in. But we ain't being on the phone for no hour and a half. That is it. So
listen.
what? How my boy Ramon does it, where he has these people communicating, and he's like super like we're gonna be on the same accordance. Like I don't do none of that crap, man.
He does
I,
it
and I
for
know
real. He does it.
and I know other adjusters that don't talk to nobody. Right? They
That's
show
true.
up and they're like, "Hey, tell me what
I'm
you need.
having a bad day. Just tell me what you need.
Tell me what you need right now because once I get started, I need to focus and I'm not with all that talking stuff." And I'm like, "Dang, dang." Oh,
Yeah, what you
but
call it was like that.
huh? Yeah,
What
we
you
know
call
who
it
we're
was
talking
like
about.
that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know exactly what we're talking about. And then there's another guy. What's his name? But no, like what's an interesting quick story, right? I was with a PA in Chicago, and a lot of times we think that the contractors are the abusive ones. Like he after the claim was finished the claim, he stopped me. It's just a regular claim for me. I didn't buy the roof. We just
Mhm.
talked, and I looked at the roof and I saw a couple of damaged shingles. I'm like, hey man, what you trying to do here? Because I can't pay for this. And he's like, yeah, we just need you to open coverage and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, and then he's like, I'll do your thing on the back end with the ITIL. I was like, all right, cool. I'll buy these 3 shingles on the front, and then we'll negotiate on the back end. Cool. Get off the roof. thanks me, and he's like, I've been doing this for 3 years, and this was the best inspection. And I'm like, why? He's like, man, there was a time where I got out the car and had a justice meeting. This guy showed up in a car. He had no ladder, and I walked over to him,
Mm.
and his shirt was untucked and all that kind of stuff. He looked sloppy, and I said, hey, my name is such and such, and he's like, the fuck that got to do with me? I was like, oh, damn. I'm like, they're doing you all that. And then I had another guy who we had 3 inspections back to back to back. And how I do it is if there's questionable damage, I just let them mark the roof. Show me what you've
Okay.
seen, because I'm not about to sit here squinting my eyes on for no hail hits. So they start marking the roof. We got off. He's like, man, this was like the best inspections that I've done. I didn't buy nothing. I denied the whole claim. You know what I'm saying? But still,
But the
I still,
interaction,
huh?
the interaction was good.
Yeah. But I mean, I want to, but dude, no splatter. Hail date says 0.25 inch hail. I mean, come on, man. And then I noticed you guys tore this roof up.
I remember something I wanted to say earlier. Side note, right? So, an adjuster, public, independent, or staff, whichever one. Understand, we cannot do nothing about the deductible that you chose.
Mm-hmm.
So, I remember one time I was in one claim in Illinois. He just purchased the roof like 2 years ago, so the roof didn't need replaced, but it was some slopes that was damaged. I think I wrote for like one slope or whatever, and with everything, the damages came up to, let's say, $10,000. Right? It was like, all right, but I was like, yo, my guy, you got a $7,100 deductible. I was like, yo, what, huh? What, why you, where you got this? And he was like, well, I don't know, my agent did. I was like, wow. So originally it was designed for me to be the bad guy because technically he only getting 3 grand, but reality I gave you 10 for that. So it's like, bro, it's not me. You
Yeah.
signed up for this.
Yep. Well, I had a situation where I had a guy. Before COVID in 2019, he got
Mhm.
a roof, big roof, about $40,000 roof. Right.
Nice.
So just so you guys know, we look at the prior claims, and we can see all the claims, even with other insurance companies that you have done.
Back to
Right.
those resources that I was telling you. I aged
Yeah.
that, but good.
So we looked, and he had a claim in 2019 where we paid out almost $35,000. And I go out there, looked at the roof. The PA was there. I'm like, hey, he has a prior. PA came up to me. PA came up to me. He was so happy. He was like, hey man, how you doing, brother? I'm like, how you doing, dog? Hey man, just so you know, he has a prior. He said, what?
Yeah.
He didn't tell me. And then I'm like, oh, and his deductible was 18,000.
Woo!
So here's one thing that people don't know, right? The insurance companies have satellites, and if they look at your roof, and in
Yes.
2019 we gave them $35,000 underwriting review, and they look at the roof, and there's no new roof, same exact roof, right?
Uh-oh.
So they know that you did not change the roof. So
We
what
got a
did you do with
problem.
thirty-five
We got
thousand
a
dollars,
problem. We got a
right?
problem. We
So
we right there with SCU.
yeah, so
SIU need to get involved.
instead of dropping him, they just increase his deductible $18,000. So I'm like, dude, even if I was to do a partial, there's no money here,
You're gonna
and
get listed.
the damage is exactly like it was a couple of years ago.
CWP, close without payment.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
18 $18,000, bro.
Deductible. So what that means, for people that don't know what that means, right? He has to have $18,000 worth of damages to get $1. Like
eighteen
what?
thousand and $1 to get
To get
$1.
$1.
Yeah.
Let that sink in for a little bit.
Yes, yes.
Crazy.
All right. Let me ask you this. We had the snow thing going on this weekend. You know,
Mm.
supposedly this major snow event, ice here in Atlanta, everywhere.
Well, I don't know, man. I've been seeing a little social media posts saying like where that snowstorm at, because we done bought all these groceries. I ain't seen man nothing. So
Where is that in Florida?
no, 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 no. Like what was this guy was at? I think he was in like Alabama or something. It was like,
In
bro, it's like
Alabama?
normal. Yeah, like
Mhm.
normal cold. Like it ain't all this propaganda that they talking about.
Yeah, I almost put an Instagram post talking about I give this snowstorm two thumbs down. They're like, this is overrated, but that night it did ice. Like there was ice everywhere.
But
It was what it's supposed to do is produce a bunch of burst pipe claims, and I'm not. And I think they say in Tennessee about 300,000 people lost power, and a lot of trees fell here in Atlanta as well.
so
I don't know if there's going to be a bunch of claims from this.
yeah, my mother-in-law is in Memphis, Tennessee now, right?
Hmm.
Now, according to what she told us, the city of Memphis turned off the water. I say, what did that? Well, my girl told me, I said, what you say? It's like they turned off the water, so they don't have no water. I was
Okay,
like,
they
all
they
right,
just
so
they just turned off the water,
turn off the
or
water,
okay,
lock that bitch off from the main, the city. I said,
okay.
well, how the
Okay.
fuck are they gonna how are they gonna go around the frozen pipes thing? It sounds like that's the disaster for that. Like there's water
Hmm.
in the fucking line, it's gonna freeze, it's gonna break the thing. I even know
Hmm.
that. And say, hey, all I know is she doesn't have no water, and it's supposed to come on like a day after the storm. I say, holy shit,
Okay, dang, can't take a shower, nothing.
nothing, zero. Like I don't know who call that was to do that, but that happened.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how what's going to play out with this burst pipe claim or the snowstorm. I do know we're about a month and a half away, maybe a month away from hail season. Hopefully, hail season comes soon, so you start making some money again this year. But last year, a couple of years has been starting in March. Um, Prior has been starting right at the end of February.
Hmm.
This kind of reminds me of like last year there was the California fires,
Okay.
and a lot of some adjusters. I'm not going to California. First of all, that's too far. It's too expensive. But if you live in California, you go to Florida, California, and some people went. And from my understanding, with the storms like this, they are going to try to go staff first,
Okay.
and then after staff, they're going to try to get the A team independence, right?
Okay.
Some of them people are not really A team; they're just connected,
Yeah. You already
right?
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just so you know, yeah, relationships are big in this industry.
Very
So
important. Yes.
you might have to kiss some ass, right? You
And
might have to try to
kill.
make some friends.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for me, when I first started, I started with a company that no longer gets deployment
Damn.
opportunities with the big firms. And so all that relationships that I built up with them and that good credibility that I built up with them was a waste. And so now I have to build that back up with this new company. So
But
it is what
I
it
don't,
is.
and I don't mean
Go
to
ahead.
cut you. So, also, ladies and gentlemen, if you had to choose between a hail claim and a hurricane claim, by far, hail is easier by far, light years.
Mhm,
So, always, if you have an opportunity to choose between the two, go with
mhm.
hail. Now, if there's no opportunity, go with whichever you can get.
Yes, and make sure that if you're going to first, if you're new in the industry, you're probably not going to get a deployment outside until the hurricane season.
Yeah,
That's when they just need bodies during that time.
yeah,
So that's when most people get in. That's when I got in. You got
me
in during
too.
the
Yeah.
hurricane.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. If hail is kind of reserved more for the more experienced people, they're gonna go with more experience first. Yes.
Hell
And
is
then
the deal, bro. Hell, I like hell, bro.
with the hail, now you can go like now you could just go house, 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 house.
Yes, Lord. You can do your
That's when
thing,
those people are
man.
making. Yeah, that's when those people start making like $5,000 to $10,000 a week because you could just move and close more claims.
Y'all hear
And
that number? That's a real number. It's a real
yeah,
number.
and the hotels are uh not shut
Yeah,
down and all that stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, so with the hail claims, always try to work hail as long as you can and don't rely
yeah.
on the hurricane season. Because
So
if you
I
rely on the
learned
hurricane
that.
season,
Yeah, I learned that this time around, like, because I was, truth be told, I was scared of hell. For whatever reason, they created this thing in my head where hell was scary. Shit, I wish I'd have got on hell a lot sooner, man.
yeah, hail. I mean, hail is cool. It's pretty. It's just pretty straightforward, and you gotta get on the roof, you count some stuff, and get
It's
off.
straightforward.
I know adjusters that can do a house inspection in 15 minutes. I don't
PLH
know
or regular?
regular.
Nah, they lying. Man. All right, we know there's cap. There's a lot of cap in this shit. There's a lot. As
Bro,
much truth as much cap.
I don't know, man. That's my boy. That's my and
So
he's talking about using the goat. Man, I seen this guy at one point during the peak of this industry. This I had friends who were making $50,000 in 2 weeks. 50 grand in 2 weeks.
that's crazy.
It
What
is.
that recipe look like?
They're pretty much doing 25 to 30 claims a week, but at that point, it was more they there was more commissions, so you could, and that's when it was at the 20,000 mark.
Yeah.
Now it's at 50,000 mark. So once you reach 20, every claim was being pushed to 20. You know what's
Every
crazy?
claim is 20.
You know what's crazy now? What I noticed with the hurricane, now that everything was at 50,
What's that?
they moved the commissions mark to 50,000. People were sitting there all day just trying to get to 50.
Yeah, yeah, we need 50. 50 is the number. But what I did learn from you, don't always shoot for the 50. Start taking the 10s, the 20s, because now you get more claims
Yeah,
versus just looking for that one.
yeah,
So I did
yeah.
learn that. That 50,000, it hit different in your paycheck, bro. Shit different.
So what are your expectations for your next assignment? And kind of like what did you learn from your first hail that's gonna get you ready for this assignment?
Um, the next deployment, I'm looking to stay deployed. Like when my last deployments, after you get over the anxiety, after you get over the claims, you kind of start missing home. You get homesick a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
This time around, fuck that. I'm sorry. This time around, I'm not playing around. We outside. We there, and we
Mm-hmm.
gonna be here as long as we have to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So I've reached that level in it. Like this gonna be my fourth one, and I'm trying to be deployed for as long as possible for 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you learn from the last one that you're gonna be applying so you could do more claims?
Multiple screens. You
Mm-hmm.
need multiple screens. Depending on what state you're in, dress for the occasion. Very important.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bring no Miami jacket to Seattle. It ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what did we call it? We gave it a name. I'm gonna call it for now, but it was a different name. The stuff you do the night before. Prep. That's what we was
Prep.
calling it. Prep.
Prep. Mm-hmm.
Prep is very important, ladies and gentlemen. If you master prepping, I would guarantee you at least another job or two to be closed if you master prepping. So,
Yeah.
example, if you're doing 3 a day, you will probably do 4 or 5 a day with prepping.
Yeah. If you prep the claim and you get everything organized the night before, yeah, you move a lot faster. And every claim is more money. So the more claims you can knock out is the more. And then on top of that, I think one of the gold standards for an adjuster, what really sets you apart, you have to be, if you most people that get on these assignments, they're going to aim for 2 claims a day, 3 claims a day, right?
Hmm.
If you want to stay long term, you have to try to hit 100 in the first month or month number 2, because that's
What does 100 claims a month? How many is that per day?
that's 5 a day, 5 days a week, and then that will give
Huh.
you Saturday, Sunday to do the paperwork and get caught up on everything.
So 5 claims a day.
Uh huh.
I mean, so 5 claims a day,
Or 4 claims a day, 6 day for 6 days, and then give you Sunday to do the paperwork.
Sunday off.
Uh huh.
So as a beginner, that's more reachable. But once you get past the 5 and the 6 a day, then you come to mastery level now.
Hmm.
Different.
Yeah, and it has to be good, has to be solid work,
Yes.
and closing on site. The more you could close on site, because what these companies they do is they look at the numbers. They want to
Hmm.
see how long it's taking for you to close your claim out, from inspection time to closing time. They want to see how many you're doing per month, per week,
Hmm.
and they're gonna keep the highest performing people around the longest.
Yes.
And
So
so if the people who are pushing out numbers, they're doing 100, that person gonna stay longer than someone that's did 50.
pretty much,
Unless
that's
unless
just
you like
what it
my
is.
boy Ramon, and you sweet talk the manager.
I don't know what you're talking about, my boy. That's my manager was straight.
Well, you been friends with the manager, and the
I
manager's
don't
like,
know what you talking about. My manager was straight. He the deal. We still contact each other now.
you, you sweet talk the manager, you can stay
I
for as long as you
I
like to
don't know what
stay.
you're talking about. I have no idea what you're saying. I don't know what you're talking about. My boy, you know who you is. We good. Ain't no problem. It's love.
All right. So on that note, man, we're gonna wrap it up for today. We did an hour and a half. Hey, Ramon, I
Uh,
appreciate you, brother.
Ain't no problem, man. And also something that he didn't tell y'all, he pretty much showed me and all he showed me all kind of stuff in Augusta. And Augusta is when you kind of really like gave me the game. And then Illinois, he really turned it up and kind of, and that's how I just started taking off flying. Like now it's
Mhm.
that was my first time closing on site in Illinois. Like that's how much
Illinois.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw that you're slowly getting there and slowly learning bit by bit and moving faster. For me, I knew it was just a matter of time. The only issue that you have is that
Yeah,
you're
here you
so
go.
you're super detailed, right? And then on
Y'all
top
hear
of
that?
that,
That's a problem?
uh-huh, and then
How is that a problem?
because you're more detailed than detailed, right? They want you to be
Like, what does
detailed.
that even mean?
It means like, bro, like there is H equals 7 in the front, six west, W for west,
Yes.
7 on the west side, back 7 on the west side. I inspected the house, and there I found, and upon my inspection, I found on the front slope 7
Yes,
hail
Lord. Yes, Lord.
damage.
Yes, Lord. And the right slope quadrant, lower.
In the first, I did not serve any physical damage to the back. It might be questionable damage in the back to something, blah blah blah. And I'm like, God dang, man,
That's
you
a
ran
good
a
file note,
thesis.
sir. That's a good
Huh?
file note. That's a,
Super good file note. And then on top of that, you're trying to get everybody on the same page. You're having huddles with the homeowner and
yeah.
contractor, come together. We're gonna agree on this, and yeah, we're gonna do this. And are we all on the same page? Like, nah, man, I'm gonna get you gonna take what I give you. And if you have a problem with it, you send in your estimate and then your photo report, and we'll review it. But I need to get to the next one. Now, I ain't got time to. This is a process. We're gonna give you $20,000 to get you stuff going. He's gonna complain that it's not enough. That's fine. Send in your invoice estimate. I'm gonna kick it back because you just said you sent me an estimate that says $27,000 with no line items. You just say $27,000 for this roof. Like, where did you come up with this number from? You know what I'm
See,
saying?
see, when I do it, we ain't gotta do all that. Because once that
Huh?
hour and 10 minutes go through, I'm gonna lay everything out. So you could be able to look at it. A third grader can read this shit and say, you know what, I see what he's saying.
That sounds good. All right, boss. I appreciate you, man. And we'll do this again some other time.
All love, bro.
All right.
Later.
Later.